schedules to be here. Not only distance, location, time, work responsibilities, family responsibilities. We know how it is when life is going on when we're trying to get where we're trying to go. I don't take this lightly at all. I've gotten many calls. There's still people from the past showing up everywhere. It's breathtaking. I do want to say this. The decision to make that move, to me, was quite a spiritual move. Because I had my plan. You all know how that works, right? God sees our plans and cracks up. And I think Michelle will tell you also the other side of it. I planned to retire like 3 or 4 years prior. And again, the whole universe seemed to change to say that wasn't going to happen. So I'm blessed to have been in tune because things are moving smoothly in the midst of a storm. Because there has been a storm or two. I won't lie. Don't need to lie. But the beauty in the storm is that when you accept the divinity within you, when you open up your heart and open up your spirit to a thing and to a being and to a reality that's greater than you, you're going to be okay. My pop got sick. My daughter, my brother's daughter, y'all, not y'all.
Called the niece.
What's it called, baby?
Called the niece.
A niece?
A niece.
A niece. Thank God to have a wife.
Don't mention me.
And my brother has stepped up so strong, and mom, who was really, I call her first wife, he's the ex-wife, you understand? They just seem to all come together and to really fortify, his time. And then he got, it kept on going. And toward the end, we had all of these comebacks. You know how that is. Sometimes you get yourself ready. And Maureen, what you wrote, your contribution, and if you can calm the waters, was so magnificent. You talk about, the walk down the hall. You think you're ready, and then you get all up and ready, and they say, oh, he's stabilizing. So you relax. They send him back to rehab or whatever. Then they say, oh no, he needs to go back. So you get yourself ready again. We have a big talk. And they say, okay, we're going to pull all the tubes. So be ready. And he's like Iron Man. His mind is no longer what it is. But his body was still strong. So then they said, well, maybe not rehab, but let's talk about hospice. And we'll do this and send him that. And I'm just telling you how life can be sometimes. It sounded so good that I didn't go that night. I said, well, great, I'll see him tomorrow then. And that night, he went home. They took good care of him. They assured me when I got there that night that, they had done all of it. I'm gonna tell you, there's a real, I'm so blessed. They did more than they do for most people. They do a lot, I know, for everybody, but they were there for my dad. And I got emails and Facebook notes and phone calls from employees. So it was a miracle. And you got to understand, it was September the 14th when Dad actually passed. Baby girl was born July 14th. So it was her 2-month anniversary. See, we had the sunrise, but he had already made the space for the sun. We had the sunset, we already had the space for the sunrise. if I can say one thing, is you all going back about your business, because God bless you for doing, you do so much. Every single thing you do, just like those people on the job, everything can make a difference. The security guard, as I was walking up the stairs, when he says, hey, sorry for your loss. And, you know, sometimes people say, I know this isn't much, or I wish I could have been there, but everything helps. Everything helps. You bump into somebody, you help them to pick something up, you give a kind word to a student, you have a colleague or a co-worker, or maybe you're a supervisor for somebody who ain't quite right, and you put your hand on your shoulder, even though you got to tell them what you got to tell them, you're making a difference. You are making a difference. I promise you that. And I got to talk to your son. You know, those of you who are visiting, who are here to support this, that are not a part of the college, for those of you who don't know, we got people who've been back from since the 70s, since before college, before graduation from college. And as a former student, and then a mentor of mine. And just so, it just touches my heart, and I just ask you please, as former neighbors, and Coach, where the other Coach G, and New York folk told me she couldn't make it. And sneakers, guys sneaking in here, I see you. Just thank you. I just thank you, and I just ask you to continue your gift. Hilda and Linda, and those days when we come in there and we just have to have those talks, or just sit, or just, I don't know how and where you find the time to create the space. I know you, because you're rushing out afterwards, and the rules and the stuff that sometimes bump up against your, you know, your desire to serve. Just keep doing it. And when it don't feel right, you know, make your move. I was not ready in every sense of the word to retire. But I felt that I was being told it's time. And I will say this, fear and faith are opposites. And when I have operated in fear, and I, you know, strong super daddy, I've given into fear. And the result of that has not been a pretty thing. When I have been faithful, even when it's looked kind of crazy, and other people thought I was kind of crazy, God is large and in charge.
Yes, yes.
So I want to thank you for your time before Dana tells you to turn from a speech to a sermon.
Too late for that, baby.
Oh well, that's good, because I had something else I wanted to say. I want to thank you coming down, young man, you know, accompanying my wife, my daughter, my life. And all of you, not only who come near from far, but those of you who I know you have other stuff going. I love you. And they don't like that. You're not supposed to say that in a professional environment. I love you. I can't get fired now. But as you go along, and just, please, just continue to do what you do, because it really does make a difference.
Woo! Yeah! Take us with you, Cliff.
You all know you make a heck of a difference. You stay as long as you feel the need. And when you feel the need to move forward, you make a difference wherever you go. I'm not done. I am far from done. I left, as a matter of fact, because I'd like to leverage myself in a different way, but leverage myself nonetheless to be a blessing in the lives of other people.
You'll love retirement, Cliff.
All right, go ahead.